Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So in a previous class, we have already discussed about the algorithm of bubble shot. So I think all of you, uh, till now, we have no doubt about the algorithm of bubble shot. So today we are doing the program for bubble shot. So I'm just repeat one more time that how the bubble shot, what is the working principle of bubble shot? So it is basically shorting algorithm. So you have some elements in random manner. You have to short those elements in a ascending order using bubble short. So very basic procedure is there that you have to, and we are already doing the example also, that we have to compare the value of two adjacent index and check which one is a larger and which one is a smaller, nothing else. So we suppose we are taking these 5 or 10 elements, whatever the elements in your array. You just take all those elements in a single dimensional array, and you have to execute a loop. Now there is a two concept that you have to execute a loop for inner part and you have to execute a loop for outer part. Why? Because we have a pass number or scan number, which is a work as a outer loop, and we have compared all the elements with each other. That's why for that particular reason we have to execute the inner loop also. So there is a two loops, nothing else, and we have just compared the index 0 element to index 1 elements, and if index 0 elements is greater than index 1 elements, then we have to just interchange the position of these two elements. So our aim is the highest elements, using all those loops, we are actually going to put the highest number of element of your array into the highest index number of your array, nothing else. So you have to put your largest element of your array in the highest index number of your array using this inner loop, whatever our logic is, inner loop, outer loop, whatever it is. So this is a basic algorithm. Now you have a scan number and you have a comparison number. So we have already discussed about that thing, that in a first pass how many comparison you required, in a second pass how many comparison is required. So all are these things are already been discussed. Now today we are now writing the program for bubble shot. So either you write in your copy, or if you want then you can write directly in your machine also. Okay, so okay, so now I'm going to write a program for bubble shot. Okay, so one thing, make it very clear that you have some random values and you take those values in a single dimensional array. So for that particular reason, you have to declare a one dimensional array or single dimensional array. It is very clear. So according to our requirement, we take, suppose, a single dimensional array with array size 10. With array size 10. Why? Because I don't know how many elements we have. Suppose I am giving 5 elements, someone giving 7 elements, anyone else there giving for 10 elements or something like that. So we are taking a 10 size. If you want, then you can use maybe bigger than that. If you want, then you can use maybe smaller than that. Okay, So after declaring single dimensional array, you have to execute a loop. Before that, you have to tell the compiler that I'm declaring the size array 10. So maximum 10 number of integer type of elements my ARR can store. Okay. But actually how many elements in your when we run the program, actually how many elements are we giving, it is depend on the number of n. So when we write the program, we obviously write a program in a general way. So we are not predefined that one. We are giving the n value as a user input. So for that particular reason, we have just declared a variable n, and using this n, I am telling the compiler that how many elements actually we have in our array. Okay. After that, we have execute a outer loop as well as a inner loop. So two loops are working simultaneously. So for that reason, we use here two different loop variable. So one is I and one is j. So I is executed for the outer loop, or j is executed for the inner loop, or if you want, then you can use vice versa also. No problem with that. Just taking two different loop. One is for outer loop and one is for inner loop. Outer loop means the pass number and inner loop means the comparison number. That's the only difference. And the next variable we are going to declare here, the temp, because we are actually going to swap two value according to their index, but we know that how using third variable, how the swapping is done. So for that particular reason, we are actually declaring a temp variable, nothing else. Okay. So we are going to swap the values of two variable or two position using another third variable. Okay. So my variable declaration line is complete. Now, how many elements we have in our array? So we have to declare the number of n. For that particular reason, we have to declare printf and we have to write printf and scanf line. So we all know that we have to tell the compiler that how many elements we have, enter the number of elements of array, and we have to scan format that line, that n, sorry. So %d, comma, ampersand n. So the n value is already inputted by user. Next, we have to execute. Now, after giving the value of n, you have to put all those elements. Am I clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for that particular reason, what you are writing?
मैम एक फॉर लूप चलाना होगा कि जिससे मैं एलिमेंट्स एक एक करके ले सकूं.
Okay. So first write printf, enter the elements, enter the elements, and then we execute a for loop, and I equals to 0, I less than n, and I plus plus, and scanf. I am directly write the values, nothing else. %, A RR I. Fine. So all the elements are from user defined. So user puts all the elements, how many values you have, how many elements you have in your array, all the user puts all the elements using this, executing this for loop. Fine. So after inputting all those random elements, now we have to talk about, or we have to think about our logic. So as we see already in our algorithm that we have a pass number and we have a scan number. So one loop is executed for the pass number. So if we talk about the example, so see, this is our pass number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as we already discussed that the pass number is depend on the n, because if your n is equal to 6, if how many pass number you required? 5. Because if you have n number of elements, if you placed in ascending order n minus 1 number of elements, then the nth element automatically placed according to the requirement. So that's why we require pass number or scan number is n minus 1. Whatever your n value is, it is totally depend on the pass number is totally depend on the n. So here, as this, for this example, n is equal to 6. That's why we required n minus 1 number of pass number or scan number. Okay. According to our, 1 minute. According to our this example, so we have already, so we have written our program in that way that our pass number is n minus 1. So obviously outer loop is executed for 0 to less than n minus 1, because array indexing always start from 0. We know that. So array indexing always start from 0. So if inner loop starting from 0, so suppose I am taking as n is equal to 8. So it is very clear that pass number, how many pass number you required? 7. So what is your loop structure? If we start from 0, then it will continue up to 6, because 0 to 6 total 7 number. So my outer loop is executed for 0 to less than n minus 1. Why? Because n is equal to 8. We required n minus 1 is equal to 7 number of pass number. But according to the syntax of array, we starting our index number from the 0th position. So 0 to 6, total 7 times my loop is executed. So according to that logic, our loop structure is I equals to 0, I less than n minus 1, I plus plus. So 0 to 6 means 7 times. So 7 times my outer loop is executed because n value is 8. So that's why here I'm writing the outer loop syntax is I equals to 0, I less than n minus 1, and I plus plus. So this is we written here for the outer loop execution. What is the meaning of outer loop? Outer loop means the scan number. In the example, we already show that n is equal to 6. So we required 5 number of pass. Similarly, for getting the 5 number of pass, so our for loop executed for 5 times. So if our loop starting with a 0th index, then it will continue into the 4, because less than n minus 1. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, total 5 times my loop is executed for the 5 pass. Similarly, suppose I am taking the n value is 8 here. So for 8 elements, it is very obvious that if we organize 7 elements in a ascending order, then the 8th element is automatically put in a particular location of your array. It is obvious. So for the pass, we have 7 number of pass required. If my n is equal to 8, please remember that thing. If so, how many pass number you required, it's totally depend on the n. So if you have 8 number of elements in your array, then you need for pass number as 7, which is n minus 1. Now, for executing this 7 times of your for loop, you have to execute your array, your I from 0 to n minus 1. Why? Because we know that our array indexing starting from 0. So 0 to less than n minus 1 means what is the n value now? 7. So again n minus 1, what is the n value? 6. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total 7 times my outer loop is executed. So this is a logic for executing the for loop 0 to n minus 1. This is used for the pass number. Now you have to think about the second part, which is a comparison. See, in a first pass, we have compared the first position element to the second position element. So if the first position element is greater than the second position element of your array, then it will interchange the position with each other. So we have to first check that first element is greater or not. So first we write down this condition. Then if the first element is greater than the second element, second position element, then you have to swap these two values. Of course, using a third variable. Using temp. We have already declared the temp in our variable declaration line. So we have to now, for that reason, we have to execute now the inner loop, because for the pass number 1, we required 5 number of comparison. See, in a first pass, we need 5 number of comparison. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For that particular reason, you have to execute the inner loop for that comparison, because you have to first compare this position to this, then this to this, then this to this, something like that. So you have to compare all the elements of your array from 0 to n minus 1th position of element. That's why for doing this comparison, you have to execute the inner loop. Now, the question is, what is the inner loop structure? What is the inner loop structure? Because we know that for the pass number, it will execute it for n minus 1 times. So if start with 0, end with n minus 1, less than n minus 1. No problem with that. Now in scan number 1, we required 5 number of elements. So we are talking about this thing. So you have to think about this loop structure. This is already done. This is my outer loop. Now this is my inner loop. So now you have to think about what is the loop structure of inner loop. So now the variable is we use here for j. So j is equal to 0, j less than n minus I minus 1. Why? I'm just telling you that one. And j plus plus. Why? Why I'm taking in that way? Why I'm taking in that way? Just for first example, just assume that your I value is 0. I'm writing in that place. Suppose first time my loop is executed, I equals to 0 here, and say in that particular line we are taking as n value is equal to suppose say 8 here, and here we are taking some values randomly, suppose, or something like that. Okay, something like that, no problem. Now come to this line. So now I equals to 0 according to our loop initialization. And what is n? N value is 8. So 8 minus 1, which is 7. So 0 less than 7, it is a true condition. So it will enter into the loop body of this loop. Compiler enter into the loop body. Here, another loop. So what is the loop structure of that? J equals to 0, fine. And j less than is equal to n minus I minus 1. What is the meaning of that? What is n value? 8. What is I value? 0. So 8 minus 0 minus 1. What is the value of j now? N value is 8. I value is 0. So 8 minus 0, 0. 8 minus 0, 8, and minus 1, 7. Right? So again, this part is that first time when loop is executed, j value is compared with the 7. Why? How this 7 comes? N value 8, I value 0, and minus 1. Obviously this is 7. So why I am taking that j is always compared with 7? Why? What is the reason behind that? Any idea? Any idea? Anyone? Why the loop structure is that in that way? Why I'm executing this loop from 0 to less than 7? Why? Any idea? Why the loop structure in that way? Why? Why j value is compared with the less than is equal to 7? What is the requirement of that?
Ma'am, because there are total 8 number of elements, then if you will
Yes.
compare with the 7, then it will
Yes.
compare 7 with 8. So we are taking for the j value till 7. In
Okay.
swap condition, we will check if it is greater than if we will swap with the means higher number.
Okay,
means
so firstly, I'm write down the other part of the program. It will be better for understanding. So if ARRJ is greater than ARRJ plus 1, ARRJ plus 1, then temp is equal to ARRJ, ARRJ is equal to ARRJ plus 1 and ARRJ plus 1 is equal to temp. So why I'm writing this one? See, first time my loop is executed. So what is the meaning of that? Meaning that now I'm pass number 1. Fine. So I0 means the first time my loop is executed means the pass number 1. Now, what is j value? 0. Fine. And j 0 obviously less than 7. True condition. So it will enter into that part. Now compiler check or compiler compare the values for which one is a greater and which one is a larger, nothing else. Now according to that example, now ARR 0th position, there is a 25, am I right? And ARR 1 position, there is a 87. So ARR 0 position, so 25, and ARR 0 plus 1, how this is 0 and 0 plus 1? Because J is initialized with 0. So ARR 0, K boshe ache 25, and ARR J plus 1, what is the value? 87. So 25 is greater than 87. Obviously no. So compiler doesn't enter into that part because the condition is not true. Now compiler in that situation, not in that place. See, until or unless this condition is false. Yes, Pial? Do you have any
ম্যাম
confusion?
আমরা ডিসেন্ডিং অর্ডারে সাজাচ্ছি না ম্যাম এটা?
Ascending order এ সাজাবো।
ম্যাম আমরা ডিসেন্ডিং অর্ডারে সাজাচ্ছি নাকি অ্যাসেন্ডিং অর্ডারে?
Ascending order এ সাজাচ্ছি।
ওকে ম্যাম।
Okay.
Okay.
So until or unless this condition is false, compiler doesn't move on to this place. When this condition is false, then it will incremented by 1 and move on to this for loop. যতক্ষণ না এই কন্ডিশনটা ফলস হচ্ছে ততক্ষণ এই লুপটাই বারবার এক্সিকিউট করবে। We already know that. What is a nested for loop? This is basically working as a nested for loop, nothing else. Now, so for 0th position value is not greater than the 1th position value. That's why this condition is false. It will not enter into that part. Now compiler is here. So according to my increment, now the J value is 1. So 1 is less than 7. The true condition, again compiler in this place. So ARR 1, 1 e ke boshe ache 87. So ARR 1 is greater than ARR 2 position value. Obviously, we see that 87 is greater than 69. So this is a true condition. Now the swapping is take place. How? In between temp, we are going to store 87, which is ARR 0. Now we replace ARR 0 with 69 because this is a ARR J plus 1 value. And again, we copy the temp value. So in between temp, there is a 87. So now we copied the temp value to the ARR J plus 1. Simply using this swapping, 87 now move on to this place and 69 move on to this place. Total work is done. So according to the second time loop is executed, 69 is there and 87 is there. How? We know that. Now, till the condition is not true, false. So now my J value is 2 because it is incremented by 2. So now my J value is 2. So 2 less than 7, very true. Again, ARR 2 is greater than ARR 2 plus 1. Yes, ARR 2 is greater than ARR 2 plus 1 because this is my third index number 0, 1, 2, 3. Obviously 87 is greater than 14. Now again swapping is done. So here is 14 and here is 87. Again my loop is executed. Again 87 is greater than 36. So again swapping done. So there is 36 and there is 87. So here I am taking only 5 elements. If you want, then there is another element also. So in this way, the comparison is take place, and according to the larger, smaller, the highest element of your array is placed into the highest position of your array in this way. So this total comparison is done between the pass number 1. So according to this example, if we think about that, here n is equal to 6. So this is a pass number 1. So this is my pass number 1, and how many comparison is required? N minus 1. That's why, how do you get this n minus 1? How do you get this n minus 1? Using this condition, because this loop is executed for swapping the larger and smaller value. Swapping the larger and smaller value. So if we have, suppose just take this here, n is equal to 6. So here also 6. Why? Because we know that from the previous example that if we have n number of elements, we required n minus 1 number of pass. So we required 5 number of pass. Very fine. Okay. After that, think about the inner loop, which is a comparison, which is used for the comparison all the elements with each other. So in a first pass, we required 5 number of comparison. 5 number of comparison. So how do you get this 5? You can get this 5 in that way. That's why this is your inner loop structure. Means n is equal to 6, I equals to 0 and minus 1. So basically n minus 1, which is less than 6. So less than 6 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Is it okay? Is it okay to everyone? So in pass number 1, you required 5 number of comparison. So as our pass number is increased, our comparison number is decreased as well. See, our pass number increased and our comparison number is decreased. So for that reason, we have to execute this condition as a inner loop, nothing else. So this is a simple bubble shot. So after so this for loop is this. So after that, you again print your elements, which is the sorted array is, and again you have to execute a for loop, and you just print the elements, nothing else. So this is a, sorry. So this is a simple program for bubble shot. So you have to just execute 2 different loops, one for pass number and one for comparison number. And obviously this loop is executed for n-1, and this is depend on the I, because why it is depend on the I, why I'm not writing here directly n-1, it is depend on the I, because see, number pass number 1, we will require 5 number of comparison. Similarly, when the pass number 3, we required actually 3 number of comparison. So if we write there n-1 directly, it is not true. It is not working properly. That's why this comparison is basically depend on the n as well as I. N is always there because n is your total array elements number of your array. So the how many comparison you require, it's totally depend on the n and I. We are not directly writing as an inner loop n minus 1 because in a pass number 1, it is seen that the comparison is required is n minus 1. Fine. But see, when the pass number 2, the comparison is 4. So this 4 is not come out when we write out n minus 1. It's not possible. But if we write n minus 1, n minus I minus 1, so for the second time, n value is 6, I value is 1, and minus 1 is already there. So 6 minus 1 minus 1, 4. So in this way, you can get the comparison number according to your pass number. So this is a simple program for bubble sort. So if we run this one, see what is the output. So we have suppose 5 number of elements and given some random values, suppose okay, and enter. See, all the elements are sorted in a ascending order. So you can take any random values and using this algorithm or program, you can sort all those elements of your array. So in a previous example, we are taking all the values in a descending order. And I am telling you that if you take the random values, it will also work for same, algorithm is working for all the values you have taken in random wise, descending wise, whatever you say. So now we are taking just some values in a random manner, and according to this program, the output is all the elements sorted in a ascending order. So this is simple bubble sort. Do you think that you have any problem with the logic of the program? If you have, then please tell me. Do you have any problem? Okay.